Hey, it's Tristan Williams here, and welcome to 7 Steps to Living Your Purpose Part 2. If you haven't checked out the first training, highly encourage you to do that because I go over steps 1 through 3, and in this video, I'm going to go through steps 4 through 7 about what it looks like to actually live out your purpose-inspired life. Last training, we, as a quick recap, talked about understanding that you have a purpose and not getting stuck on not necessarily understanding what it is just yet, but first knowing that you have one. And after you understand that you have one, deciding to follow it, and after that, integrating your purpose into every area of your life. And step 4 is getting into a little bit of the action. It's determining your KPIs. Now, in the business world, a KPI is a key performance indicator, metric that details crucial success to the business or organization. For a business marketing department, it might be how many people on a weekly basis see our ad and how that trickles into the sales department. For a government, a KPI could be unemployment rates. How many people are actually having jobs that dictate how well the economy is going to function. And for us, a KPI isn't a business metric or a government metric. It's our key purpose indicator. It's a metric that is going to help us understand how well we are living out our purpose. These are metrics that we can look at in our daily lives that will help us understand, are we moving in the right direction, not just of making more money or, becoming stronger or faster or smarter, which are all amazing things, but specifically moving toward living the purpose-inspired life. And the first KPI is growing spiritually. Growing spiritually is a KPI because when you continue to grow spiritually, you understand yourself better, and understanding yourself better illuminates the purpose that you have. Therefore, it helps you to live out that purpose in a greater way. Now, some of the ways that you can do that is just reading whatever your biblical or spiritual text is, spending some time in meditation, some reflection time, connecting with the creator that helped give you the purpose that you have, who is a part of this journey. Growing closer in that spiritual relationship is a major KPI, major key purpose indicator that will help you understand self better, and understanding self better helps you understand the purpose that you have in living it. And number 2 for our KPI is practical things that you do. So figure out what you are currently doing in your schedule that helps shed light on what your purpose is. One quick and easy way to do that is just take a notebook, draw a line right down the middle of it, and on one side write energize, and on one side write drains. List all of your daily and weekly activities on either the energizing side or the draining side. Look at the things that you do that give you energy in life, the things that you look forward to doing on a weekly basis, and those things will help point you to what your purpose is. And after you've identified those practical KPIs, you can understand better how to do more of those things and how to schedule your time so that you're doing more of the things that you find energizing and that will help point you to your purpose. And the third KPI is just engaging in a relationship with other people. Who are the people that have known you? Who are the people that have seen you grow up and mature, that know your fears and desires and could probably finish your sentences? Spend time with those people because your relational KPI will give you the outside perspective. So the spiritual one is an inward perspective. It's inward reflection, helping you get to know self from the inside. But the relational KPI is helping you get to know self from the outside. Because people that have been with you for years and that know you, they could probably shed some light on things that you may not even know about yourself, or things that they have seen you react in a certain way that can help point you to your purpose and help you live it out in a more full way. So that's why having those close relationships is a major KPI. And the last KPI is just educational, learning about the things that you are passionate about, being diligent about learning what's going on in the world, about what lights you up. You know, if it's education policy or if it's music or art, are you spending time learning what the latest is, what policy just came out, what album just came out, going to the exhibits if you are an artist, making sure that you stay abreast on what's happening out in the world is a major KPI, because getting to know self better is amazing. Getting to building relationships is amazing, but you also have to know what's happening out in the world so that you can bridge the two together. That's why having your key purpose indicators is so crucial. It's key, because having a good mix of what's going on inside and outside is going to help you better live the purpose-inspired life. So the fifth thing that is important takes it a step further past knowing your KPIs. It's also a bit of understanding and acknowledging who you are in a greater and deeper way. And after you do that, it's time to put some boots on the ground and actually pursue what we all know as goals. Let's pursue some goals. You know, we talked a lot about understanding and acknowledgement and this intellectual purpose connecting ourselves to the rest of our lives. But what does it look like to actually implement it? And the first step is pursuing some goals. Now, even if you don't know what your purpose is, that's completely fine, because you can create a goal. You don't necessarily have to have a life purpose to create a goal. You know, maybe that goal is fitness related or education or career related. You know, whatever your goal is, go ahead and make some. Because when you begin to write those goals down, you'll begin to see that they are all connected to something. And whatever that something is could shed more light on what your purpose truly is and how you could actually live out that purpose. For all of us, whether we know it or not, whether we are knee deep into purpose or we're just getting started, creating goals is an amazing way to dive deeper into it, because it only illuminates how we understand it and how we pursue it. Now, after you create those goals, the next big thing is to connect every goal that you have to serving someone else. That's what makes it a purpose-inspired goal and not just a goal in itself. Because you can have a goal to go accomplish something, to run a marathon or be first in a contest, and that can be an amazing goal. But what if you said, I'm going to go run a marathon because I want to inspire other people that this marathon is raising money for this particular cause? That is a purpose-inspired goal. Or if you're working on your job, you're busting your butt and you're bringing home the dollar because you want to provide for your family and the next generation to make it easier on them than what you may have had it, or to create opportunities for other people in other countries that don't have it easy as you. Those are purpose-inspired goals. Now, the goals could sound the same, but it's what it's connected to and who it serves outside of yourself that makes it a purpose-inspired goal. And the more of these goals that you have in your life, the easier it is to understand what your purpose is, how to grow in it, how to integrate it into every area of your life, and also to grow in it and actually pursue that purpose through your goals. Now, the next step in pursuing your purpose is developing your genius. Now, everyone isn't a genius, but then again, everyone is. I'm not sure if you would agree with me on that. Everyone doesn't know mathematics like Einstein, or everyone can't, play the piano like a child prodigy can, but you have a specific genius that is attached to you living out your purpose. You have a genius within you that no one else has access to. It is a part of your passions and your knowledge, your story. You yourself have a unique genius that if you tapped into it, you can do something and create something and serve the world in such a unique way that no one else will be able to copy. So this is what it looks like to develop your genius. The first thing is align your priorities to your purpose. What are the things that you are spending your time on, and are they smart things? Do those things yield value to your life? Do those things that you are giving your time to day in and day out help you pursue your purpose? Only you know the answer to that question. Maybe the people that you spend time with can help answer that question for you. And it doesn't necessarily mean if you're spending time on social media that you're wasting your time, because social media is a part of a lot of people's purpose. It's a way to connect with other people. It's a way to spread a message. Watching music videos or being on YouTube all day may not be a waste of time if it's connected to your purpose. Don't let people tell you that you're wasting your time by digging into activity, by engaging in certain endeavors, because they don't understand it or they don't ascribe value to what you're doing. It's all about what you know and how you prioritize what you're doing. Think about your travel time. You go anywhere on a daily basis where you can be listening to something that helps educate you on your purpose. Maybe, instead of being entertained on a Friday night, you cut that time in half and you study something that helps you learn your purpose. Or when you do go out and hang out with friends, you engage them and pick their brains in ways that will help point you to living this purpose-inspired life. Prioritize your best self. Prioritize the things that matter to you most. Step number one. The next way to develop your genius is to practice. Now, everyone isn't an athlete or an actor or an actress or some performer, but we all have something to practice. We all have a skill set that will help us pursue our purpose in a greater way. Maybe you are an analytical thinker, or maybe you're a writer, or maybe you're a leader of people, or maybe you are just a great salesperson. There are all skills that we can practice that will help us live out our purpose in a greater way. Now, if someone has to ask you or beg and prod you to give the time to develop the skill sets necessary, then at the end of the day, you're only cheating yourself out of what you can be in pursuing this purpose. There is nothing in the world that you can ever pursue and accomplish that's worth saying that you did it, that doesn't require a skill set to be developed on the front end. So take the time, be diligent, and practice. And the last thing is developing a personality. Be a person that people like to be around. It's such an important thing. When you're pursuing your purpose, it's not just for you, it's for other people. And developing a personality that is caring, a personality that is joyous and is patient will help you along the way. Because whatever goal that you have, whatever this purpose is, it is a journey and it's not a destination. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. It will take time. And having a personality and a character girded with patience will make it so much more enjoyable along the way. Trust me. So think about, who do you want to be along the way as you are living this purpose-inspired life? What do you want to say about yourself? What do you want others to say about yourself? So developing the right personality is just as key as developing the right skill set and practicing the things that you need to be great at. Because if you arrive at a place where you don't have the character to sustain you, you'll quickly lose it. And so this is one of my favorite things. The last step is simply to repeat the cycle. And we were talking about, what are the steps to living your purpose? Not necessarily how do you find it, but what are the steps to living it? And the truth of the matter is that your purpose isn't just one thing that you do. It isn't one step or place that you arrive at in some place far off in the future. Living your purpose is a very right now thing. And sometimes you actually do get to a place of arrival or accomplishment. That doesn't mean that your purpose in life is over. And it doesn't mean that you weren't serving your purpose, because you already got to the goal and you still have so much life to live. Living your purpose is cyclical, or sometimes one particular purpose can work in tandem with another. There are many people who have varying talents and things that they're pursuing that work together. You can be a screenwriter and an artist or a dancer and be doing all of those things at one time, and all of those things can be pointing toward a particular purpose. So understanding what your purpose is in this particular season. It may not be, this is what my entire life's purpose is, but let's think about this thing in just seasons. Whatever season of life you're in, whether you are a teenager and your purpose is graduating high school so that you can begin your career, or if you are growing as a professional, whatever stage you are in life, understanding that right now there is purpose for me to be lived, and then deciding to live out that purpose. You may have just finished a major project. You may be transitioning to another phase of life. So just because you made a decision once doesn't mean that you're off the hook from making that decision again. And sometimes pursuing a life of purpose is a daily decision. Sometimes it can be very difficult. You may not get rewarded for it immediately. And that's why it's so important to just daily and regularly make the decision to act upon what you understand. And for each new season creates different sets of circumstances for us to integrate our purpose into. And after that, you have new KPIs, different people that can speak wisdom into your life and help you understand, who you are today and what you think your purpose is right now. And after, you look at those KPIs, you have new goals to achieve, greater people to serve. Now that you're leading more people, now that you have more resources, there are greater things for you to do. So of course that you have new goals to be established. And after you establish those new goals and you go out and pursue them, you have a new level of genius that you need to cultivate. What are the skills that you need to have to go out and do what it is that you want to do and create in the world? Now that you are on the next level, you've entered the next phase of purpose in your life, how do you keep those things that you have? How do you build your skill set to make sure that you can move into the next level adequately? You have to build that genius. And the beautiful thing is that once you've done all of those things, you can start all over again. You can always ask yourself, in this stage of my life, with what I know today, with who I am right now, what do I believe my purpose is? And once you have the answer to that question, you're going to start from square one, understanding what it is, making a decision, and keep going. The purpose-inspired life never stops. It's never ending. It never grows dull. There's always something else to be learned. Always another person to be served. Enjoy living the purpose-inspired life. Enjoy these 7 steps. Implement them to your life.